Good evening all. I was going to do a little bit of a walking talk last night, but I grabbed the wrong head torch that I took to the festival. I hadn't charged it up, so it wasn't until I got sort of 5 minutes into the walk that the battery died. So it was pitch black. I'm sure that some of you guys wouldn't have minded that, but yeah, it's not a very even path, which will lead me on to something else. So yeah, you do need light down here, and I can hear an owl. And yeah, so I'll get talking about some more juicy bits in a minute. So I was walking down this path, and obviously my eyes had to try and adjust to pitch black. It was pitch black. I mean, either side is a bank. It's quite a slope, and probably about a year and a half ago I did come out. I used to come out at night, as some of you guys will remember, and I drank quite a bit back then as well, and I did end up going down the bank. It's only happened once, but yeah, generally I'll come down here with the girls middle of the night, and I'm fearless. I am. I know that sounds like a big-headed thing to say, and it's not. Any of you guys that have listened to me for a while, you know I'm not like that. And yeah, if someone jumped out the bushes, I'd be ready for them. No problem. I'll give it a go. But I never really think like that. Things like that just don't really cross my mind. However, last night, the one night where I didn't come out with a functioning head torch, I looked ahead, and I thought I could see a figure, and but I wasn't sure. Your eyes can play tricks on you in the dark, and I got a little bit. I tend to walk a lot quicker than most people, and so it didn't take long before I realised that there was someone there, but they were walking in the same direction as me, so they were ahead of me, and I got a little bit closer and a little bit closer, and noticed that, they were dressed in really, really dark clothes as well, so really hard to spot, and didn't really make much noise when they were walking either. And then I got a bit closer and a bit closer, and I noticed that they were walking funny. It was very strange, and it got stranger. So I probably got about 5 or 6 meters behind them, and then just managed to make out 2 walking sticks as well. So that kind of accounted for the unusual walk. And it does keep blurring in and out, but this is not in the pitch black with no torch and 2 walking sticks. It's not ideal. So if I was in a position where I needed 2 walking aids, this is the last path I'd be coming down in pitch black. So I was just a little bit creeped out. It made the the hairs on my arms kind of stand up a little bit. So not fearful, just a bit spooked, a bit creeped out. And this person was making like low grumbling sounds, and then high pitched, quite softly, you know, quite quiet, but really unusual noises. And I just wanted to overtake this person. So the dogs went past, and this person still didn't respond, even though 2 dogs had just gone past. And then I overtook this person, who turned out to be a woman. So I mean, a woman, possibly infirm, coming down an uneven path in pitch darkness on her own. Yeah, so anyway, as a pastor, because I realised it was a her, because as I was passing her, she just made these grunting noises as I said hi. And then as I got 1 metre, 2 metres past her, she just let out this cackle. It's just really weird laugh. No words, none. And I just said, mind how you go, you know, on this path with those sticks. It's really uneven, just be careful. And just a cackle, another cackle. I couldn't wait to get past her and just pick up speed. Yeah, it was. I've come down here hundreds of times, and yeah, that was the spookiest, creepiest experience that I've ever had down here. Mad, very surreal. Anyway, I'm armed with my head torch, very functioning head torch, very bright. So they finally got around to letting a load of prisoners out today, all celebrating as they would. It's mad, you know, when you go around to someone's house who still watches TV and pays for it. Because I don't watch TV, I'm not really exposed to all of the bullshit and the propaganda. And the way that the BBC are, you know, they're leaving the bit out, you know, we're making room because the prisons are overcrowded, we just need to make more room. But they leave out the bit that it's for people like me. Oh, they're not going to say that, are they? Unbelievable. It's just listening to the news on someone else's telly, and I was just thinking to myself, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's unbelievable the bullshit that spouts out of their TVs. So unhealthy, so much bullshit. Yeah, and then they're coming out saying, yeah, well, I'm definitely a Labour supporter from now on. God bless Keir Starmer. And these people are masters, well, not masters at drug dealing, because they were stupid enough to get caught, and probably several times. And yeah, you've got women abusers, violent people, pretty much all the people they said they weren't going to be releasing, you know. So you've got families out there that are really fearful, that people that lived in their area, that they might have been partially responsible for, because of one of their statements, that landed them in jail in the first place. And yes, you know, it's so, everything is just so inverted. Everything's so wrong. Everything's all twisted and upside down. It's mad. If someone told me that the world was going to be like this in 5 years' time, 5 years ago, I would have just laughed in their faces. I would. It's unbelievable. Yeah, so and then you've got people saying, yeah, I would definitely vote for Labour. I've always voted for Labour, and you know, now that they've done this, now that Keir Starmer's done this for us, I'll always vote Labour. I don't believe that there'll ever be another election, at least not in the conventional sense, the traditional sense. I think it'll be very, very, very different. And hopefully, and quite likely, the way it should have been in the first place, for the people. And yeah, maybe we, because money doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. They're just numbers on a piece of paper, numbers on a computer screen. That's all they are. You know, money doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And the fact that they're not really kind of backtracking on the whole, well, they're not really backtracking on the winter heating. See, some people would see that as a sign. Oh my God, I've got a spider on my phone. Whoa. This perfect white little feather that's just landed in front of me. You know, it's a nice thought. Yeah, so they're not going to turn that around, and they're not going to admit on mainstream media that this alleged black hole that the Tories, 14 years of Tory rule, has left behind, that they need to do that to our senior citizens. And no mention of the amount of money that's being laundered over in Ukraine and building roads in countries that a lot of people in this country have never heard of. You know, building infrastructure. All they're doing is just handing contracts out to their mates to make a mint. It's been like that for decades, lining in each other's pockets off the back of the taxpayer. Hold on. Wait. Zephyr, wait. Bear with me, guys. I just never know how this is going to turn out. We'll go down by the canal and slip past them. Yeah. Oh. So there's mass amounts of pure, unadulterated, in-your-face treason. And treason was only punishable one way, traditionally. Storm, wait. And that was usually at the end of a rope. And I genuinely believe that based on the current level of technology that we've got now, it's almost impossible to... So capital punishment and bringing that back, that would help to empty the jails, because there aren't really any real proper deterrents. You know, like I said, I've been in there. You know, you do miss your freedom. You do miss your family. You do. And back then, I'd met a few people in there that were in there for life, and some of them didn't belong there, even though they were guilty of murder. But if you knew the story behind some of them, and I was able to check them out, and yeah, so anyway, the chances of someone being put to death wrongfully now is almost impossible. And especially when it comes down to people that are blatantly committing acts of treason. Blatantly. You know, there's no digging involved. There's no proper investigation required, because it's in your face, it's there. So having that deterrent and proper, decent, proportionate sentencing for people who have committed serious crimes. You know, if you've been touching kids, we chop your cock off. Done. You know, that will be the punishment. You won't believe how paedophilia will just, you know, it won't disappear. It will never disappear. But it'd be a fucking good deterrent. You know, a really good one. Murder, a life for a life. Treason, crimes against humanity, you know, get the rope out. This is what we should be aiming for. And again, like I've said before, the more horrendous their policies, if we can call them that, become, the more people start scratching their head and thinking, hold on, this is mental. This is bonkers. What's going on? You know, people, not everyone, some people are just gone. They're gone. You know, if after 4-5 years of this shit, they've still not woken up and smelt the bacon, or at least started asking questions, then they're just fucked. They're write-offs. You know, and we've all got family members like that. And at a time when we need to be drawing our family and our closest friends together, you know, making that effort, and keep dropping little seeds, little truth bombs here and there, just give someone something to think about, and making sure that there's a resource out there that would come across as official to them, because they're not. If you turn around and say, "Oh, I saw it. It's on YouTube," or "I saw it on Facebook," they're not gonna take that seriously. And yeah, we need to the current political system needs to be completely and totally dismantled and destroyed. If I get a knock on my door after posting this, which I will post, I don't give a fuck. Bring it, and good luck. But that's what needs to happen. And the very fact that we are still the 99% does go in our favour. And yeah, I mean, that could yield so much power. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, that map and compass thing that I was going to do a demo on, my compasses are at the caravan, and I'm not able to get there at the moment because of this gearbox specialist guy dragging his heels. So, and I don't want to take the camper van up there because it's a challenge. There's a lot of hills, and it's not got a turbo. She's old school. And then I've got a car that's only got 4 gears. So I'm relying on going up there with other people when they're free. So I might as well tell you what it's called, because it's quite easy to look up, and it's a very, very basic, very easy to learn skill. But you do need a good quality compass. Maybe buy, if you can afford it. Again, this is not necessary. It's not, unless you're planning on bugging out somewhere quite secluded, that you're not that familiar with, which is not going to mean very many of you. But again, it's still a good skill to learn. So if you're going to invest in a compass, maybe buy a silver. Silvers are great, they're perfect, because you need a compass with a very stiff dial. So look up on YouTube, because I don't know how long it'll take me to get up there to get a compass to do a demonstration. But look up something called Red in the Shed, and it'll blow your mind how easy it is to use a compass with a map. And yeah, it's just an extra little skill to learn. And these maps. So I've come to the end now. Look, these these kind of street maps. So you can get them for Nottingham, you can get them for London, and they're all grids. They've all got grids. So you can actually find your way around cities by using this method. Yeah, it's called Red in the Shed. It's very simple. You'll pick it up straight away. I'm going to get the girls on the lead. I've got some food cooking in the oven. A Fray Bentos pie. I've got a lot of them to get through. A lot. So yeah, it was just a little bit of a walk and talk and catch up, and yeah, I'm kind of running out of ideas for. I don't want to end up becoming one of those people that just parrots the news that people already know about. And yeah, I might. Yeah, I don't want to be one of them. I said right from the start that I wanted this channel to be different, and that's quite a challenge. And on top of that, a lot of people don't realise that, wow, that was a massive moth. It's got a headbutt from a massive moth. That even when I reply to all of your comments, I try and make each comment unique to you. It's unique to each individual. So it's not easy. It's not easy. But I'll try and keep going as long as you're prepared to listen and want to listen. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Hope everyone's okay. Just stay poker. Stay poker. There's still lots and lots in life to enjoy, and we're not at the top of the hill yet, but we will be. Much love. Ciao for now.